Savannah, how many Justin Hryckowian jerseys did the hanger buy last night after last game?
It might be sold out, if you ask me.
Like, did they stock up on 18,000? Because I think there was 18,500 plus people in AAC last night that want to buy a Justin Hryckowian jersey now.
He is a fan favorite. It would not shock me if his jerseys are being bought left and right on the internet and that the hanger is sold out, because you know what? Everybody needs a Justin Hryckowian jersey as of this moment.
Oh, man. Savannah, that was probably the most fun we've had this regular season, and it's been a really fun regular season, talking with the guys, being at these games. We've had a lot of fun stuff go on this season. Last night, the Stars absolutely embarrassed the Edmonton Oilers, 7-2 in AAC. Hell of a game, offensive, defensive performance and everything. And then you just have gave them the lumber all night long, and it was a blast. Welcome to Clean Sheet of Ice, a Texas hockey podcast. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Clean Sheet of Ice. We're on the road to 500 subs. Once we hit 500 subs, we're able to make a little bit of money on this YouTube channel, and we do more giveaways. We want to do giveaways. So we're doing a giveaway at 500, doing a giveaway at 750, doing a giveaway at 1,000. So hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Even if you're an audio podcast listener like Apple and Spotify, you can hit the sub button there too. But welcome to Clean Sheet of Ice, Texas hockey podcast. I am your host, Stone Strinkman, joined always on Fridays by Savannah Hugh-Moeller. Are we awake this morning? Like, are we alive? Like, I think I'm still exhausted from the amount of fights last night.
I'm not necessarily exhausted, but I'm still in awe. I feel like I woke up kind of in a daze today, just understanding that last night really happened. That was such a crazy game. The adrenaline was high through the entire game. I mean, the Stars came right out of the gate there in the first period. The Edmonton Oilers, that first period, only 4 shots on goal. Okay, 4. And the Stars, it was 3-0 going into that second period. And we'll get into all the goals, but just to kick off the game in the fashion that the Stars did, it built so much momentum for them. And then things obviously started to get a little chaotic there in the end when it came to the physicality, but it was so good. It was so energetic. That's what we love to see from the Stars.
I don't know how you have a better start than what they had last night. Obviously, it was a minute and a half. So it's the second shift of the game. Second line gets out there. It's the Jamie Benn, Sam Steele, and Matt Duchene line. They get out there. And Jamie, like Miro Heiskanen just sends it past the net. It was wide left, and it bounces off the boards pretty hard there. Jamie Benn is being, quote unquote, covered. I put that in quotes by Evan Bouchard, because Evan Bouchard was not covering Jamie Benn. And while Jamie Benn is, 35, 36 years old, like not the same threat he was in 2016 maybe, but still like an offensive skilled player. He just easily just took the puck and then sent it backhand past Jari, where Jari didn't seem to move. Like, the Oilers were still asleep. A minute 23 into the game, Jamie Benn gets his 13th goal of the season. And the crowd is already kind of going nuts because it's the Oilers. I don't even think the lower bowl had filled in yet. I think people were still grabbing drinks, grabbing food before they got down, before puck drop and everything. So you're just starting off with fireworks a minute 23 into the game. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, no, we're feeling good. We're feeling great. This is awesome.
It was just a crazy start to everything. And what I really liked about that first period was just the ability that the Stars were able to kind of assess what the Edmonton Oilers were trying to do. And they were able to control the puck a lot more in that first period. And they just stuck with it. The Oilers had a really hard time defending the Stars. And I don't know if it was lack of defense that the Oilers just were not able to control. But let's talk about their goalie, Tristan Jarry, for a second. Being able to let those 3 goals in as he did in that first period. And mind you, he's had a really rough start since going into Edmonton. I mean, he had 16 wins this season. But since he's been in Edmonton, he's had a rough go at things. I think some of his stats last night, his GAA was like above 4 point something. So I'm not really sure why things didn't switch up. I was surprised that they didn't put Ingram in at some point either, just to see how he would do. But I don't know. Tristan Jarry just was not it for the Oilers. They've had goalie issues all season.
And it's really funny because we played Tristan Jarry against Pittsburgh earlier in the season, and he had the game of his life. It felt like he was stopping almost everything. I think we lost that game, and I was just like, what? How are we getting, like, and he had a decent GAA. His save percentage was fine. Like, in Pittsburgh. And then he gets traded like literally the next week, like a few days after that game. I was like, fuck, like we're gonna have to go against this guy now. Like Stuart Skinner first. Now this guy's just unstoppable. Turns out that's not the case. That first period was tough. And like the Jamie Benn one, like Jari probably should have just slid over. Like he just went full near post and did not budge. And Jamie Benn literally just had to move it over to his backhand and slide it across the ice. Like the easiest goal of all time, the most lackluster goal of all time from Jamie Benn. The next one, Sam Steele gets a goal 13 minutes into the period. And that was a hell of a setup for Matt Duchene. And we've been seeing Matt Duchene come on the last few weeks. You know, during the win streak, it's been pretty fun with Matt Duchene. This was the quintessential Matt Duchene play. If he's setting someone up, the little stop, half pirouette, half spin, whatever you want to call it. And then he just waits and waits and waits until Jari comes all the way out of the goal and Sam Steele sneaks behind the defender, puts it on the tape. Sam Steele, all he has to do is just get a stick on it. He does. It goes in the back of the net. You're up 2-0. The crowd explodes. Just a great play by Dutchy. That was a 2-on-1, 2-on-2-ish kind of situation. It was a bad turnover, I think, at the blue line. And they made him pay. And I'm not going to blame Jari for that one, but I kind of blame him for the Jamie Benn one. And then you can really blame him on the Jason Robertson one right after that.
And that whole play almost felt like it happened in slow motion. I mean, the guys were in their own zone. And then all of a sudden the Oilers and all the guys were still back there. And you just see this pass from Bourque all the way to Duchene, who's over in the neutral. He's able to see Sam Steele's coming down, the speed that they had, but then their ability to slow down that play and Matt Duchene waiting for that right moment. And then Sam Steele with just a dart into the net. That was unbelievable. Like I said, it happened basically in slow motion. Like I was like, this was a simply stunning play, but Matt Duchene had a great night. And it started off just with that pass right there.
You know what that goal reminds me of? It's a little bit different setup of what the goal was, but how they got through the neutral zone. It reminds me of Mikko Rantanen taking the puck into the neutral zone against Colorado last year. Tyler Seguin's overtime winner, game 3, I believe, where he just like does just enough. He passes it up off of the boards. Matt Duchene is there. And the other goal was Mason Marchment was there. He carries it deep into the zone. He sets up Tyler Seguin there. So it's a little bit different of a setup of where the pucks went and how the pass and the assist happened. But the original or the secondary assist kind of happened the same way. Maverick Bourque put a pretty good touch on that puck there, sent it into the neutral zone right to Dutchy off the boards. And then Dutchy, he kind of does the rest. Sam Steele just made the right play. He was faster and got behind the defense and a little tap in goal there. So you're up 2-0. The crowd is very much in it. I thought the crowd was phenomenal on Tuesday night as well, because you heard Knights during the anthem, and that immediately just set off the crowd with the Golden Knights game. And they were lively from the jump. I think that first minute of the game, the Star Strangers were like, yeah, this is good. This is fine. It's just a normal home game, you know? And then as soon as that Jamie Benn one happens, there's a little bit more buzz. And then the Sam Steele one happens. And then the buzz is like palpitating. Like it's just like, it's getting a little crazy. And then the Jason Robertson one that happens just over 2 minutes later. Robo actually makes a really bad play here. He turns the puck over at the defensive blue line. Then he makes an incredible play and steals it from Evan Bouchard. Horrible game for Evan Bouchard. I can't believe how bad of a game he had, but steals it from Evan Bouchard and just goes through the neutral zone into the O zone, and just he decides he's going to take the shot. It's 2-on-1. He had, I don't remember if it was Wyatt or somebody trailing with him, but didn't really have a passing lane. He decides to take the shot. It goes short side through, I believe, the elbow kind of area of Jari, sneaks in, kind of go backboard right off of the pad, basically into the net. And Jason Robertson needed that one. It's his 35th goal of the season. It's not like he needs more goals, but like it's been a little bit of a stretch, and you can tell he's getting frustrated. You could see the sigh of relief and the finally come out of his mouth after he scored that one. So that was a great one by Jason Robertson. Great defensive play after making a terrible play at the blue line.
And it was unassisted. And one of the things that Jason Robertson does is he studies what is happening very heavily. Like you see him go back to the bench time after time. He's studying those plays, looking at his iPad, just checking things out. And he's been needing that, that's for sure. But for him to go back and kind of make up for that little mistake and then be able to get the puck in the net with an unassisted goal, just a great job from him. It's good to see him just keep excelling. And he's been such a big conversation. Yesterday, I talked to some people with the Oilers and Oilers Nation, did a little podcast, and they were talking about, hey, what is looming for Jason Robertson right now? And I was like, he's just there to keep scoring goals. Everything's going to progress into the summer. Let him try and win a Stanley Cup with the Dallas Stars, because that's what his focus is right now. And he did a great job last night against the Oilers, being able to control and get a goal in.
A little insight for everyone listening or watching on our YouTube at Clean Sheet of Ice. Yesterday during morning skate, we were in the locker room, and then we came back into the press room waiting on goalie. And Mike Heika was like, Jason Robertson's like release is the craziest thing I've ever seen. And it's like very similar to Austin Matthews. Austin Matthews was basically self-taught. His dad would drop him off at the rink, and he didn't have a coach, and he would just shoot pucks and just figure out new ways to shoot. Mike Heika was saying that Jason Robertson has that ability. And I compared it to a golfer shaping shots like fade, draw, stinger, high ball, like those kinds of things. Like, professional golfers are able to shape their shots and decide like how they want their golf ball to go. Jason Robertson can kind of do that with a puck. And just by the way of his release or the way he puts it on the toe or on the heel or whatever it is on the stick, he has these weird ways of doing it. And we were just like, at some point, he's just going to explode and have a crazy game, and he's going to score a lot of goals because he just has one of the quickest releases, one. And two, he has so many different types of releases based on what foot is the lead foot. Like if he goes left foot, lead foot, right foot, lead foot, like there's a bunch of different ways that it just comes out. And it's hard for goalies to understand because he can kind of knuckleball it, off speed it. Like it's not going to be that 100-mile-an-hour shot every time, but sometimes it is. And then sometimes it's a 50-mile-an-hour shot, and the goalie's reacting to one thing and he just places it perfectly in the top left corner. So that was really cool that Mike Heika was noticing that, because then I was like, oh, he's a golfer. He can direct a puck in any which way that he wants and put some kind of spin on it, some kind of touch on it, whatever it is. So everyone was kind of paying attention to that at morning skate. And then Robo has the game he has last night.
Jason Robertson truly is one of a kind. So he's going to just keep moving on. He's leading the team in points right now. Obviously, he has his 35 goals. He's been outstanding. And mind you, he's really been, I say, as a top liner who has been consistent throughout the entire season, has made a ton of adjustments with that top line, with multiple guys kind of bouncing up and down from the lines. And now you don't have Mikko Rantanen in the lineup right there. And he's been really steady on that first line, being able to kind of control and work with Wyatt Johnston and work with anybody else that's on that top line with him. And they've been creating a lot of magic, which is great.
It's impressive. So the biggest thing that stood out to me in the first period was there was no penalties. Not one.
We love that. Great.
Clean game. You know, you're up 3-0. You're feeling really good. The buzz lasted through intermission too. Like you can hear the crowd just like mumbling throughout the entire intermission. It wasn't like a silent one or just the scoreboard or whatever's happening on there. Like the crowd was feeling pretty good. It was a Thursday night in Dallas. Like then people were out. People were having fun. Second period, you get into it. You go on the power play pretty early there. Wyatt Johnston, shocker. Who would have thought? 22 power play goals this season, ties the franchise record of the North Stars and the Dallas Stars. One more to break the record, stand alone on franchise history. It's also like the 8th most power play goals, I think, in history. And he surpassed Alex Ovechkin's 2 seasons of 21 power play goals. He did that twice in his career. That's insane to me, because like all I remember as a kid is Ovi just scoring on the power play from that left dot. Like that's all I can remember. And Wyatt Johnston has more power play goals than him right now.
That's insane. That's quite a stat right there. And Wyatt Johnston, just this whole week, I just knew at some point it was going to happen. I kept previewing, hey, he's coming up on 22 power play goals. He's about to tie the franchise record. Dino Ciccarelli from 1986-87. He is easily going to surpass this, as we still have multiple games left in the regular season, which is outstanding. But also Wyatt Johnston, he's already having such a career year. He's surpassed what he did last season with 34 goals. So he's already past that point. I think he's at, what is he at right now?
He's at 35 goals.
Exactly. So he already passed this last game, that 34 goals. And now he's at 35 with that additional power play goal. easily going to make it to 23 power play goals, I would say, in the next couple of weeks and set the franchise record.
Yeah, my preseason prediction, when we talked to the empty netters before the season started, I was like, Mikko Rantanen and Jason Robertson are going to combine for 100 goals this season. I was wrong on the Mikko one. It turns out that Mikko's apple orchard is the rule here in Dallas. He's not going to have to necessarily score a bunch of goals, even though he still can. It was Wyatt Johnston, and it was no one other than Wyatt Johnston, turns out. Have you seen all the TikToks or the videos that NHL like did preseason, and they're talking to everyone, and they're just like, who has the most potential that you see out of a young guy or whatever? Wyatt Johnston pops up with every Dallas Stars answer. Mm-hmm. It's Rope, Jake, everyone, Miro, like everyone just says Wyatt. Wyatt has the most potential. And for whatever reason, the national media just like doesn't really talk about him. Even the Stars media, I think, we're like, yeah, he's really good. And I don't think anyone saw 35 goals happening this season, the 22 power play goals. And he's going to have 40. He's going to have over 80 points. He's going to set a career high. And he just keeps getting better each and every season. And we knew that was going to happen. He's only 22 years old right now. He turns 23 in May. Like, he's still so young and can progress so much in this game. Because imagine when he just starts getting assists like Mikko. Then he's a 150-point guy every year. Like, what are we talking about? It's crazy.
Well, it's great to see that what he's done on this team in just a few years, he's had a career year every single season. Like, it just keeps getting better and better and better. And I did a little sit down with him before the season even started, and we talked about that. Like, last year he had a career year. No, let's look at 2025, 2026, as you're about to surpass a franchise record in power play goals and do what you're doing. He is one of the greats to be looked at in this game, and we're blessed to have him on this roster, truly.
Yeah, I think he's officially taken the mantle that I gave Matt Duchene last year and the year before, best contract in hockey. I think the title now is passed to Wyatt Johnston because I don't know how you play this guy. He scores whenever. He's getting decked on the power play the other night. Gets the assist, and then Jamie Benn bats it in this one. Someone tweeted out, and I don't remember who did, so I'm sorry, I'm not giving you credit, but someone else tweeted this, not myself. I saw it on the timeline last night. There was a lot of tweets last night. It was crazy. Someone tweeted, you could see Wyatt Johnston in real time realizing he's about to score a power play goal. It's like you could see it on his face. He's like, okay, you're just going to let me sneak into the slot? Yeah, sure, I'll take that. That's fine. Just give me the goal. It's fine.
And it's interesting because the last few games, I've noticed how the Stars have done on the power play. There hasn't been a lot of connectivity. It's been a little short. So I was like, when is it going to kick off? Is it because Mikko Rantanen is not in here? Are they switching things up a little bit? But Wyatt Johnston and also Jason Robertson, those two guys being able to still hold things down on the power play. And then you add Matt Duchene into that. You knew that magic was going to happen at some point, and sure enough, it did last night, and he hits the 22 goals. So it's incredible.
You know what my favorite shot is in hockey? I think it's not the one. It's not the Ovi one-timer. It's not the Tage Thompson one-timer that we saw last night 5 times in a row on the single power play. Did you see that clip? It was incredible.
No, I did not, but I'm about to go look in a little bit.
I'll send it to you after this. It was incredible because Luke sent it to me last night. Shout out to Luke, though. Luke had a hell of a night on the Clean Sheet of Ice Twitter. Go follow us there or on Instagram. He had a great night tweeting it out. A lot of interactions, a lot of Oilers fans now in the chat this morning. They didn't want to pop out last night, but now they're here this morning. But shout out to Luke. Hell of a job last night. He sent it to me because he's obviously scrolling real hard on Twitter while watching the game. Tage Thompson just kept getting one-timers 5 in a row. And 3 of them were over 99 miles an hour or something, or 95 miles an hour. It's fucking hilarious. It's not a one-timer, though. My favorite shot in hockey is the Jason Robertson pirouette, the 180, just fling it at the net. And it goes in maybe 80% of the time. I don't know how he does it. And he's just like, yeah, it's kind of luck. That's what he said post-game when we were talking to him in the scrum. And he's just like, no, it's just fling it at the net, see what happens. I think he's underselling it because every time he does it, almost 80% of the time, I swear to God, it's got to be 80% of the time. He just does that weird pirouette and fling it at the net and it goes in every single time.
Honestly, it's really funny looking when you go back and watch the plays or the highlights. He's out there just like a little figure skater move and it's like just flings the puck and it just makes it in. And I think it throws everybody off from defense to goalies. But that's just how Jason Robertson is. Like, he just has some of those weird moments, and that's just what it is.
If you've been to a Stars game, you've seen Jason Robertson in his pregame warmup. He does like these weird little skating motions, one leg where he's kind of doing that little angle thing. And I think that's part of it. It's just like, yeah, get my ankles ready so I can do a pirouette. See what happens.
A pirouette is great. Please title this pirouette.
Shout out to all the dancers in the chat. It's like, you know what a pirouette is. The rest of the period, however, the Evan Bouchard gets a goal. The defense kind of just like fell asleep, basically, and that's how I saw that one. And then Jason Dickinson gets another goal. Defense kind of fell asleep, left the guy wide open in front of the net, got a good tip on it. Not really on Otter. I don't think he should have had that Bouchard one, but whatever. Like, lets a goal or two in. You're still up 5-2 at the end of the period. However, the end of the period ends on a PK, right? There's 2 seconds roughly left. Based on what I saw on the scoreboard and when I was watching the game, Arttu Huru goes to clear the puck. It hits Leon Draisaitl like basically right in the stomach. Draisaitl then goes down. He's pissed. Connor McDavid's on the ice. He's pissed. Draisaitl then goes over to Huru, completely slashes him like a Shoresy move, just a full wind-up baseball bat to the knee, basically with a slash. Crazy move after the buzzer, even if you got hit with the puck. Like, it was not intentional. He's trying to clear the puck. There's still time on the clock. Like, that was a clean move by Huru. Just happened to hit Draisaitl, which if there was still time on the clock, Draisaitl would have been like, this is great. I kept the puck in. We still have a chance. But because there was 2 seconds left, he got pissed off. Whatever. Then McDavid is now going after Huru, and Justin Hryckowian, our beloved Justin Hryckowian, steps in and just like, hey, let's calm down. Like, we don't need to escalate it there. It's intermission. Let's go to the locker room. Like, hey, it was an accident. He didn't mean to do that. And Huru obviously has played a handful of games now in the NHL this season, played a few last year. Just a young guy trying to make his mark in the league and wants to stay in. Ritzy has already got his 2-year deal. He's been up all season. He's a piece on this team. He's like, hey, we don't need to do any of this. Huru didn't mean anything by that. And Connor McDavid lost it. They didn't throw the gloves, but they were fighting and helmets were flying off. There on this thumbnail, if you didn't see it already, there is a finger in Connor McDavid's eye because Connor McDavid has Ritzy's jersey over his head, basically. So he's just trying to get in there. A full finger, just like right in the eyeball, because you noticed it post-game when McDavid took that picture with Micah Parsons, the big cut on his eye. Pretty sure that's what this is from. Ritzy is doing what he has to do. He's standing up for his guy. He's like, hey, we don't need to fight. But if you're going to fight, I'll fight. They literally fought and just didn't toss the gloves. And looking at the penalties now, McDavid gets 2 for roughing. Ritzy gets 2 for roughing. Leon gets 2 for slashing. And that's how the period ends. Just absolute melee chaos. The crowd is loving it, obviously. It has already been a little bit chippy before this point. But this is where the game absolutely turned because the refs did not take control of this game at intermission. And they just continued to let it go in the third period. And I thought that was a horrible decision by the refs. However, what a move by Ritzy. What a dog. Fighting Connor McDavid, because why wouldn't he?
Well, and the thing was, every single tweet that I saw last night from these like big media outlets was Connor McDavid tosses the gloves. Connor McDavid fights Justin Hryckowian. I'm sorry. Justin Hryckowian got in there to defend his guy, and then things just kind of, went off. It wasn't necessarily Connor McDavid that totally initiated this, but like they were going back and forth at each other, and they had some gloves off. They were throwing hands a little bit. Refs were in there. Things are getting a little bit chippy, but to see Justin Ritzy go in there and just be able to do that with Connor McDavid, I'm sorry. He was the one going at McDavid, and I love that for us.
It was the first time we've seen Ritzy this season try to de-escalate a situation.
Mm-hmm.
He is always the escalator. He is always rushing to the moment. If there is a moment to fight or get in the muck, Ritzy is there. Ritzy literally puts his hands out to McDavid. He's like, hey, calm down. Like, we're good. Like, don't worry about it. Hey, it is what it is. Like, we're not trying to do anything right now. And then McDavid lost it, and Ritzy was like, all right, I guess we're doing this. Talked to
he's
Ritzy
like, I have to defend myself at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, he was defending his guy first, and then McDavid went after him, and it was just like, all right, I guess we're going. We talked to Ritzy post game in the scrum, and the question was like, "How did you ever think you'd be dropping the gloves with McDavid?" And he's like, "I don't think we really dropped the gloves." And then someone was like, "Did you have any words for McDavid afterwards or the Oilers bench?" He goes, "No." Simple answers, just saying, "Hey." Basically, he's just telling us I did my job. I did what I was supposed to do for my team, for my teammates, for my guys on the ice. I was doing what I needed to do, and there's no other reason to talk to you guys, talk to them. Like that's what it was for. It was for the boys, and that's exactly what you want out of like a fourth line grinder, which is what Ritzy is. But he's got some skill, he's got some dog, he's got some fight. Very funny that he fought Connor McDavid last night.
So good. That was such an iconic moment. I was like, this is awesome. Like our rookie on this team is just going at McDavid a little bit. Like we love to see it. And then things just escalated there in the third period. And he just kept on sticking up for his guys. And that's what matters. And that's what was really nice to see, because the team necessarily, they're not that physical of a team. They don't really get into these big brawls and fights and scrums a lot of the time. But Justin Hryckowian this year has been the guy that steps up in those big moments. If he needs to fight, he's going to fight. If he needs to get chippy with somebody, he's going to get chippy. And we need a guy like that on this team.
Yeah, I think last year Colin Blackwell was probably that guy, and he didn't play every game. And he was the guy that would come in and try to throw hits. He would stick up for guys. He'd get in the muck. Like that, we had one guy really last year. Jamie Benn would stick up for guys and everything, but he's the captain. He needs to be responsible. He doesn't need to go to the box and all that kind of stuff. Colin was kind of that guy last year. Now you have Ritzy, Colin, Ernie right off the rip. Then you got Leon and Myers, Tyler Myers back there. Like they're going to go throw some hits and stand up for some guys. Thomas Harley was getting in the muck last night. Wyatt Johnston was going in there and getting in the muck, throwing people down from the ice and getting in headlocks and everything. The one thing I've noticed from last night and this morning with the Oilers fans replying to our stuff, my stuff, well, they lost every fight. That's not the point, dog. Like this team had one guy last year that would get out there and go fight someone. Now it's everyone. Everyone is in the mix. Thomas Harley's doing it. Wyatt Johnston's doing it. Jason Robertson's doing it. Matt Duchene was even in it a little bit last night. Like if Dutchy's getting in it, you know, especially like it's a chippy game. But that's the cool thing about this team, I think, from the mindset shift of last year where, hey, goals are important. Goals are how you win this game, and goals are how you turn the tides and all that kind of stuff. That's basically what we were told last year by Pete DeBoer. This year, it's like, hey, stand up for your boys. Doesn't matter what's happening. Doesn't matter what's going on in the game. If something happens, you're standing up for your boy. And that's what we saw last night with Ritzy. Colin Blackwell later in the game when Ritzy gets tripped against the boards. A scary play. I don't think it was a dirty play, but it was more of a scary play. And Colin reacted because it was already a chippy game and went in full cross check to the helmet and threw the gloves right as he dove on top of, I can't remember, Slovaki, whatever his name is. Yeah, it was just a really fun game last night. A lot of chaos, a lot of craziness, a lot of chippiness, and you saw it from the full team. And that is what stands out to me. It's just like everyone, if one person goes, everyone goes. And I think that's what's going to carry this team into the playoffs and maybe through some series and maybe get over that hump in the Western Conference Finals. It's a different team this year.
So after the game was over, when we went into the press conference with Coach Golitzson, I did ask him about the physicality. So I'll read what he said. He said they're scrapping over there for points. And when you get ahead like that, you can see that they've got a lot of pride and are trying to battle back, talking about the Oilers. I thought our guys responded really well. We're not taking anything. We played our game and stayed physical. We backed each other up. And that's what's going to matter for the games going forward in the regular season, but primarily as you get into the postseason. You're going to want to see that physicality from your team. And mind you, you don't have some of those bigger physical guys that you're missing right now. Rope Hintz is a big guy. And then Mikko Rantanen, who's been one of the most physical players on this team in regards to just how he also plays the puck and is able to cruise through to get goals in. And it's just one of those things that you like to see from your team. Obviously, Glenn Golitzson wants 1% of physicality more from each guy, but to see them doing it against the Oilers, being able to get in their heads based on the competition that they've had over the past few years with the Oilers, it was great to see. And it's so fun from a Stars fan perspective to watch them beat the Oilers in the fashion that they did.
Yeah, so obviously in the third period, you get the Jamie Benn power play goal pretty early there. And then Matt Duchene ends the game with about a minute left with a beautiful backhand spinorama, toe drag, all of the things that Matt Duchene can do skill-wise. He did them all right there. I understand why Jari said what he did in the press about his defense a few weeks ago, because they're diving into him like half the game. Like half the goals are on the defense because they're in the goalie's way or they're messing with the goalie. Their own guy, by the way. Like that Dutchy one, like I think it was Nurse just like dives kind of into the goalie trying to guard Dutchy, and Dutchy's like, all right, I'll just take this little backhand, scoop it up right top shelf. So you end up winning 7-2. But the favorite part was Ritzy standing up to Connor McDavid and the rest of the team standing up for each other. And it's just a different feel with this team than it was last year. There's no switch that has to be flipped now in the middle of April once the Stanley Cup playoffs start. The switch has already been flipped. That 1% is there. The physicality is there. The desire to stand up for your teammates is there. Just fast forward. Give me a month. Yeah. Give me here in a month, and I love my team's chances.
Yeah, we're getting there. The Stars obviously have a couple more home games. Things are starting to speed up, pick up. Everything right now is very tight as far as the race for that second and third seed with Minnesota. It's going to be interesting in the next few weeks to just see how things fall into place, because really it's just those two probably going back and forth most of the time. Mm-hmm. And as things start to play out, Stars are going to look to see if they get that second seed. They get to start everything at home. If they drop to the third seed, they're going to start on the road. But knowing that they are likely going to play Minnesota, I think gives them a little bit more of an advantage. I don't think that they're going to be able to catch up to Colorado at this point. And you just have to be able to hold that second seed, hopefully get some home ice advantage to start things off for your postseason. But it's good to know that they likely are playing Minnesota, and they can probably already start to prepare as you still have a month left in the regular season.
Yeah, so Colorado's 5 points up right now. And it looks like they just don't play anyone good outside of the Stars the rest of the season. They have one game against Vegas. They have one game against Edmonton. And then the rest are teams that are like fringe playoff teams or bottom of the barrel teams for the most part. So I think they're pretty comfortable where they're at. The Stars are now up 4 points on Minnesota. They lost in overtime last night. So you've got a little bit of a cushion. But yeah, it looks like last year where we knew that it was going to be Colorado versus Dallas. It is what it is. With Winnipeg winning the President's Trophy and winning the Western Conference in the Central Division. It's going to be kind of the same thing this year. You kind of know what your opponent is, and you can kind of look forward to it and just understand, hey, it's going to be a little bit of a battle, but trust your gut, trust your team, trust your skill and everything, and you can probably walk away from this series, I think, in 6 games. We talked about it last night or yesterday during morning skate. All the boys were together, and we were all talking about like Minnesota and Colorado, and it's just like, I don't know, I feel kind of comfortable against the Wild. Anything could happen in the playoffs, but we feel comfortable right now. Big one. Embarrassing the Oilers was really fun. It was fun online. It was fun in person. It was a really good game. They sweep the season series. They won all 3 games. They won that first one earlier in the season in overtime, right? 4-3, or in a shootout, 4-3. They win the next one without Mikko Rantanen. I think he's serving his suspension that day. Win that one 8-3. Jamie Benn's first goal of the season, 400th goal, right, of his career against the Oilers. And then last night you win 7-2. It was just an absolute piss pump. Like the boys just kind of ran through the Oilers this year in the regular season. And that doesn't matter necessarily, but it feels good as a Stars fan where you could not beat this team last year in the Western Conference Finals. It feels pretty good to put up 7 and 8 goals against these guys.
Hey, we love to see it. We love having Glenn Gulletson as our Stars head coach, who obviously knew that Oilers team very well and knew how to beat them as well. So we did that 2-0-1 against the Oilers this year. So we will take it. We're here for it.
Yep. Before we move on to preview of the Detroit Red Wings, DJ Whychuli, you won the Mikko Rantanen bobblehead giveaway, and you have not DM'd us on any social media platform on mine or Clean Sheet devices. If you're not going to claim it, I'm going to do another giveaway when we record on Sunday. I'm recording with Dom on Sunday afternoon after this Red Wings game. And if you haven't replied by the time it started right before I record, I'm going to make a new wheel. I'm going to go back to that episode, get everyone that entered the giveaway for Mikko Rantanen bobblehead and respin it without DJ Whychuli in there. So DJ, hit me up. I want you to claim the Mikko Rantanen. It's a bobblehead, and they only gave it away at one game. It's not like you can go get this unless you're going to go pay $250 on eBay. I'm giving it to you for free. I'm paying for shipping. I'm doing it all.
Come on now.
Hit our line. Come on. But we do want to do more giveaways, so hit that subscribe button. We've done really well over the last few weeks. The trade deadline helped out a lot. Thank you to everyone that's already subscribed and viewed and watched and listened and all the things. Before we get out of here, Savannah, let's do a preview. Tomorrow night, Detroit Red Wings at home. 5th game of the 6-game homestand, longest homestand of the season. What are we thinking about Detroit?
I think the Stars are in a really good place right now. Things have been progressing for them. They're on a very heavy point streak. They're at 14 points right now. 15 is the franchise record for a streak. And I think that they're just going to keep on building the momentum. I like their odds against the Detroit Red Wings. I haven't really seen much from Detroit this year. You obviously have some really big guys on that team, key contributors to their offense and defense. But I like the way that the Stars are set up right now. And I think momentum's going to keep building. But you never know also. I mean, sometimes they could have an off night and you hope that's not the case. But I will be at practice today with the Stars. And then we'll go to morning skate before the Red Wings. So we'll see if there's any updates, progress, or anything there.
Yeah. Saw Radek Faksa yesterday heading down to the locker room. He's on a little bit of a scooter right now. Saw Mikko Rantanen after the game on Tuesday night in the locker room. Did not look like he had a limp or any braces on, but I could be wrong. He started to skate. You're starting to get some guys and some updates and kind of understanding like, hey, they might be back before playoffs, hopefully before playoffs, or hopefully here in about 2 weeks with Mikko Rantanen's case. So we're getting closer to getting some guys back, but the boys are playing hard. The boys playing good. Just getting those guys back is going to be additive and be even better for this team. So that's going to be really fun. Detroit right now is the number 1 wild card in the Eastern Conference. They're on a 2-game losing streak. They're 4-5-1 in their last 10. They've lost the last 2 games to the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Florida Panthers, I believe. They have a negative goal differential. The last time we played them, we probably should have won that game. They had, I think, a third period comeback. They scored 2 and then got to overtime, and Dylan Larkin ended it. So you've got some guys on that team, but they're at 79 points. They're a worse team than the Stars are. You should take care of business, especially at home, especially the way that they're playing right now. They should take care of business. Obviously, knock on wood. But, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good going into that game, and then I'll be back in the building on Monday for that Utah game.
All right, sweet. Hopefully they can pull it off. Another win, keep the point streak going, get some more goals. We love to see it.
Yeah, I think that's the longest game breakdown that we've ever had on Clean Sheet of Ice.
Hey,
over 30 minutes.
You did good.
Well, there was so many goals. One, it would have taken that long to do the goals alone. We didn't even talk about all of them really, and then you had all the fights. That was the best part. That was the dessert last.
You got to talk about that with the Oilers. Hello.
It was so good. I did like how both Ritzy and goalie were both just like very nonchalant about the physicality and the fighting and the roughing and all that kind of stuff last night. They were just like, yeah, no. Stood up for our guys.
And that's what they're going to do. That's what they need to do going forward. But it's really good to see a physical guy on this team. And that's why I think Justin Hryckowian is a fan favorite right now, is because he's getting physical. And it's great to see. And you need somebody like that on this team. You don't really see a lot of that anymore from Jamie Benn, who was that guy for so long for the Stars. And now you're seeing it from your rookies and some younger guys. And it's fun. It's fun. And the Stars need it.
It's really fun. It was really funny talking to Jason Robertson last night when someone asked him about Ritzy standing up to McDavid. He just started chuckling. Just a big smile. He's like, I don't know. That's just Ritz, It's just Ritzy. So hell of a game last night. A lot of fun in AAC. We got Detroit on Saturday. We got Utah on Monday. We're going to be back with another episode on Monday morning. We're going to record on Sunday. So DJ Whitechuli, you have until Sunday to hit our line, to hit a DM, either mine or Clean Sheet of Ice on pretty much every platform. DM us, claim your Mikko Rantanen bobblehead, because if not, I'm giving it away to somebody else. I'm doing another spin, letting everybody else get a second chance. This will be the second time we've done a giveaway that someone's entered and did not claim their prize. So
crazy.
People just don't want it that bad, I guess. So we'll spin it again on Monday if we need to, but that'll do it. Clean Sheet of Ice. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Clean Sheet of Ice, or wherever you get audio podcasts like Apple, Spotify. We have video on Spotify as well. Listen to us on your drive home, listen to us at work, whatever, or hit us up on YouTube, because the more subscribers we get on YouTube, the more giveaways we will do. So hit that subscribe button. We'll be back on Monday with another episode of Clean Sheet of Ice, Texas Hockey.